As we dive in for the next review, one certain Nickelodeon show has one question to ask for you viewers. Do you feel ready? Well, do ya, kids? Because the pirate awaits your approval as well. And also, giving their own opinions about the show is the return of BlitzyFresh100 alongside newcomer Christian Parrish, popping in and out throughout this review. Thank you, and enjoy. SpongeBob Squarepants is a Nickelodeon animated comedy series created by the late great Steven Hillenburg. Making its debut on May 1st, 1999, it centers around the title character, an optimistic and cheerful underwater kitchen sponge, going about his daily life of flipping patties at his job to Krusty Krab, jellyfishing, and basically doing anything possible in the fictional underwater city of Bikini Bottom. He collabs with other characters, which include Patrick Star, his dim-witted best friend, Squidward Tentacles, his grouchy neighbor and Krusty Krab co-worker, Mr. Krabs, his greedy, money-obsessed boss, Sandy Cheeks, a scientist squirrel adept in karate and hails from Texas, and the main antagonist, Plankton, Mr. Krabs' business rival and arch-nemesis.
Well, I don't remember what was the first episode I watched of SpongeBob, but it was a childhood dream come true. Like, the episodes were great, the characters were great, and when I grew up, I learned about the voice actors, especially Tom Kenny, which I got introduced to SpongeBob SquarePants. It's just a legend. And yeah, I'm glad I got introduced to the other voice actors as well, like Clancy Brown as well, so yes.
My opinion, yes, so is Christian's, but as the words of Bugs Bunny, I like it.
Nice callback to that one episode of Looney Tunes show.
But to answer your question, I actually remember the first one I watched.
Okay.
What was it?
The one where he first meets Sandy.
I kind of like the older version of SpongeBob, but enjoying also like the modern version, like in 2000s. I just like the art style more, and even though some episodes are good, some episodes are bad, but I still enjoy SpongeBob. I watch it now here and there, even though some of the episodes I've seen multiple times. I don't mind watching it.
My opinion, I do like the original episodes because this brings me so back, nostalgia and everything. But nowadays, like with the new episodes, it just doesn't connect to like the OG. But hey, that's why we have the Patrick Star show for, to show origins, apparently.
My first episode, once again, if I recall correctly, was Rock Bottom, which I found while surfing through channels, and I began watching more from that point.
I don't know, there's like so many to choose from.
Well, the number one best would be Bang Geeks, and the best moment of all when SpongeBob lip syncs the greatest song of all, Sweet, Sweet Victory.
Yes, one of my favorites. One of my other favorites is Chocolate Nuts. Now you, Fresh, now you get interview. What's the best episode in your opinion?
Whoa. I was like, okay, well, like with the interview and stuff. But, okay, to put it short, I would have to agree, yes, also Band Geeks as well. The first episode, Help Wanted, was later the second episode, and I just couldn't get enough of what this show brings, until one specific bumper from Nickelodeon. The voice of SpongeBob, Tom Kenny, was officially the first voice actor I have ever gotten to learn about, and after finding out he does so much more other than SpongeBob, I have crowned him as my #1 most favorite voice artist, as well as one of the many influences for me to go into voiceover somewhere in the future.
What I have to say about SpongeBob, yes, he's a good character, one of Tom Kenny's best characters that he ever voiced. Although it was not his first role, yeah. But I don't mind because yes, he brought a lot of joy to SpongeBob. Although yeah, there were some times where SpongeBob was acting either really annoying, sad, but they were for bad reasons and good reasons. But overall, I like him as a character.
Yeah, I agree with Blitz, but there's this one time I really hated SpongeBob, and it comes to one of the worst SpongeBob episodes ever. The top, my opinion. Gary's new pal.
So yeah, he did first start it out as anything you expect a cartoon character to be, just overly cheerful and upbeat and stuff, not a care within the world of just being optimistic and being there for his friends and fry cooking, enjoying his job, all that kind of stuff to just keep you going, looking on the bright side.
SpongeBob was, what I believed, the very best thing to ever be made in the world during the time. It became one of those franchises packed with a whole bunch of anything. Coloring books, Leapfrog, video games, toys, and the eventual movies. The first one I will discuss in a separate episode. There's a certain trend of popular, beloved shows going from 100% awesomeness to a derailing downfall of disappointment, irritation, and lacking charm on and off again. SpongeBob suffered from this in ways I do not want to think about mentioning.
And the modern SpongeBob, the animation is just too wonky, and the characters are just a bit too over the top. SpongeBob is a lot more annoying, so is Patrick. Mr. Krabs is a lot more greedy and stuff, whatnot, and just ruins the whole SpongeBob gig.
And don't forget, he is now dating Mrs. Puff.
Fans and critics say that things did get worse after the first movie. To me, I mostly agree, but in my own personal reason. The first 5 seasons were great, despite the fact that 5 had some duds occasionally, which in turn would follow in later on the show. It was decent enough, but I still somehow watched more and was inadvertently blinded by some of the episodes I was not satisfied of watching. That was my fault. But with that said, on how much I do miss the classic SpongeBob era, I will give you a moment of the many episodes and or specials I claim as my hundreds of personal favorites, both from the very start up until the unthinkable occurred. very last episode I watched was My Leg, and it actually turned out to be a very good episode, focusing on one of the many secondary characters, in this case Fred. I stopped watching due to the flanderization of characters, especially Patrick being the straw that broke the camel's back, or in this case the show's back. The unnecessary imagery, dumb premises of episodes, and me not enjoying the boating school episodes, which reminded me to not be like SpongeBob, as where I do indeed have a license, but I just don't want to feel like I'll never get the chance of driving on my own, like everyone else. However, I still praise the show, from the incredible voice cast, the popular and quotable memes, the animation evolution, the first 2 movies, and its overall ongoing legacy for being the only Nickelodeon show from the 90s to still air to this day.
Childhood classic.